So hello guys, I would like to do an honest review about this screwdriver. I thought it's going to be suit me because its features. It has a 12-volt battery, so it has a little bit larger capacity than the earliest model. It has a tiltable head. It can be straight, 45-degree and 90-degree angle. You can adjust the speed with the trigger. I have a little bit of problem with this one, hence it's really very sensitive and the movement is very slow, so you have to be pretty much careful with it if you want to adjust the speed. There is other thing as well, probably you could see it. When you stop this thing, there is a huge sparks here. What it means, it's a brushed motor, so it's not a brushless. That's why the sparks are there. And probably the brush are going to be eaten away with a faster speed. As you can see, that is pretty huge sparks. My biggest concern is about these torque settings here. There is one adjustable until 7, and after that there is a drilling mode to completely switch off the torque setting. As I was told, it's between 2.5 and 5 Newton meters the adjustment, but actually as it turns out, this screwdriver is not really. I just try to focus on the thing, make sure you can see it. Okay, now. So you can see it here, it's 13 to 5 Newton meter. So you can adjust the torque from 5 to 13 Newton meters. Very high torque, even the lowest settings. That's my problem. Because you can use it for maximum 10mm wood, you can use maximum 5mm diameter screw. There should be others as well, as later I'm going to mention. You can use 10.8 volts battery for it as well, the battery of the earliest model, and that's it basically. The RPM is adjustable, as I was demonstrated by the trigger, from 0 to 580 RPM. Not a really fast screwdriver. The reason is that I'm going to mention later. So focus adjustment again. So here, this is the screwdriver itself again. The chunk is very good. Overall the build quality is very nice. It's made in Taiwan. Taiwanese people are doing way better job than Chinese, it's my opinion. So the way to put the screwdriver in, you have to pull the chunk and it sits inside, and after that it won't fall out. You can use it and put it away or whatever, and you won't lose the screw driver head or bit. Okay, so let's get into the middle. I'm going to adjust it for number 1, the smallest settings. This is the screw I'm going to use because this one is already damaged. I'm going to unscrew it and screw it back and tighten it down. So I have to push it pretty hard because of the torque, so I'm going to unscrew it. Okay, it's done. Now I'm going to tighten it with the torque limiter. Did you hear this noise? I'll do it again, just for demonstration. This is the damaged screw head. The torque is that high, is damaging the screw. Even it's a steel screw, so it really, I don't know what would it do with brush or plastic screw or whatever. That's not for that purpose. So this is a pretty big screw as well, as you can see, compared to my finger. And it says the biggest screw size we can use 5mm, so I don't know really. It's already damaged the head. I was using anyway the correct size of that, what was correct for that one, and it still was damaging the screw. My other concern is what kind of material you can use this for, hence the high torque. This screw is in plastic. I changed the bit for it because it's a little bit smaller. I'm going to tighten it, and the screw just turning and turning around. It means damage the plastic part and it won't be useful anymore. And I am still in number 1, so in the lowest torque settings. This torque settings is not the one you got used to any screwdrivers. For demonstration purpose, I have a Makita, which is my favorite. It has a mechanical clutch on it, and zoom again. Okay, now you can see it's in screwdriver setting, and it's on number 4, between number 3 and 5, so number 4. So there is a way we can go backwards for lower torque. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate on this one, which is not stripped yet. This screw is in plastic, so I'm using number 4 setting. And what you're going to hear is the sound of the clutch, and the clutch is engaged on this. The screw still undamaged, in perfect shape. The plastic haven't been damaged, and I used number 4 settings, not number 1. So for general purpose, I wouldn't use this screwdriver. The screwdriver, wherever I tried, was damaging the screws or the material. So probably, I don't know, you have to try this before you going to buy it. So first, try that for your application, if it suits you or not. And if it's not, don't buy it. Honestly, I don't see the application you can use it that for. Because for larger screws, because the size of the battery is way smaller than a normal screwdriver, I wouldn't use that for. These are you can use them for much more longer. It's an 18 volts compared to 12 volts, and this has 2 amps of capacity, and this have 3 amps capacity. So I can use it for way longer. The difference between them anyway, the weight. But there is not that big difference of weight. I'm telling you, I'm holding this and holding that. That is just a small amount of difference. You can deal with it easily. Might be I'm stronger than you, but the difference may be the comfort. This one you can reach certain of areas, but you can get the angle driver for special chunk if you need that one, and you can reach impossible paces as well. So what I wanted to use for this one is completely useless tool. It's just damaging the screws for me and not really good. This electronic clutch mechanism, it's not mechanism, it's electronic circuit which is sensing the current, and based on the current it switches off the motor, but it's the lowest torque is still very high. Please, Bosch, do something about it. make it available for different torque settings. Probably they didn't do it because there is something limitation with the electronics anyway. Probably if they would have lower torque settings, they have to dissipate more power on the electronics, and probably that wouldn't survive. I don't know what was the reason, but please fix it and do something with it, because this thing just damaging the screws. Other thing I noticed with it as well, I used the 10mm screw and a 10mm nut. I was putting the screw into a vise. I'm not demonstrating because I don't want to move my camera there. This was the bit I was using it for. Anyway, to change the bit, you have to pull the chunk upwards, and you just push it first, and you pull the chunk and squeeze the bit inside, and after then it's firm, and you can't lose the tool. So what I was doing, I was tightening the screw. It was untightened, so the nut on the screw, and I was using the highest speed, and still clutch number 1, and I could feel the same amount of torque was twisting my hand. Even on number 1 and on number 7, I couldn't feel any difference. When it was reaching the bottom point, it was twisting my hand with the same amount of torque. What it says to me, the sense and the act of the clutch is pretty much slow. I could feel the only difference in torque when the nut was completely tightened to the screw. I was inserting the socket on it, and I pushed the trigger on number 1, and I could feel the clutch. It's a little bit weaker than on number 7. So please Bosch, put an LED light on it. And that's not really costly like on this Makita. When I pull the trigger, it gives a very nice light, so I can see what I'm doing, like with this one. Especially this one is designed for tight places, so you need the light there, guys. This one anyway I wanted to use because I'm doing car electronics, to unfasten bolts and fasten bolts on a car and do the job quick. There is lots of tight space, so I have to reach those tight places, and I saw this tool. It looks like for me, but it's actually not. This is a completely useless tool. This is my opinion anyway. But I think you're going to experience the same thing. It's going to damage your screws. The place where I bought it, they told me they're going to buy this tool back from me. I can send it back, but they're going to take off 25% of the value of this screwdriver because I opened the box. So plus the shipping back. So it's really very expensive. To think about 2 times before you buy. The best if you try it, if someone, one of your friends has it and he's using it and he's fine with it, go there and try it. Try your application before you're going to buy it, because I think it's a useless piece. This is my honest review. Might probably you don't agree with it. This is in my case, and I don't want. I want you to heed my advice, please, and don't buy it, because it's only if you tried it before. So thank you for your attention, and see you guys.